defense changing the play. To the air on first down. Throws to the wideout. And the defense forced that incompletion with the deflection.
The linebacker's showing off a little bit of athletic ability, playing some man coverage. A lot of times those guys don't play this all the time, so you see him kind of get nervous and a lot of times get that pass interference or get a little bit handsy. Really nice job seeing the football, breaking on it, and swatting it to the ground.
Back to pass on second down. He's got him. He's run out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the 26.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Ball's at the 26. It's 3rd and short, and they'd love to pick up the first down and avoid settling for the field goal. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Powers through the defender. He picks up the first down, brought down, but not before he put that dude in a blender. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. They're working that left side. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Nowhere to go with the football that time. Great job by the defense watching the QB's eyes. And how about tackling the catch? He wasn't able to throw it deep down the field, but as soon as the guy made the snag, down he went.
Pulls and fires complete to the right. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, when you get that man coverage, most people are taught to have inside leverage. So that out route's there if your QB can put some air on it and throw it outside of the guy. But tight coverage, but a really nice throw on that out route.
They won't have time to run another play, and we will take it to the 2-minute timeout. They've started a pretty good drive. This will be the 7th play, but they need to convert 3rd and 5. They'll send the tight end in motion. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. Right down the boulevard, it's good. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. Arkansas State is in front. They've responded well to all the off-the-field chatter this week, but they still have to finish the job, and that is no sure thing right now. They're up by a field goal over Louisiana Tech. Anything can happen down the stretch here in the Sun Belt. It's why we're here to keep you posted. Fellas?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. Back to pass. It's complete on the right side. And he's ridden to the ground, but there's also a flag down. Let's check the call. They had the first down before that penalty backed them up, and now they'll snap it on 2nd down. Offense in a bunch formation. Going to swing it on 2nd down. Grab behind the line. It's John. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. The Tide crowd rolling noise down on the Saban field on 3rd down. Moves around to clear up the vision. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Well, the defense finally has figured it out. That was critical for their confidence because they had been scored on earlier. They had given up a ton of yards. I think they understood the gravity of the situation. Third down, that was critical for them to get off the field, build momentum, build some confidence. Nice job that time by the defense.
Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They'll start this drive with a pass. Throws to the tight end. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball landing out of bounds.
On second down, he'll try to make the connection. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down. This is a hard game and a hard position to play. But if you're the starter at this level, you cannot miss that throw.
No, you can't. And they don't miss that very often. I mean, those are the throws that usually say big plays on receiver.
Oh, he's got some space. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 48. The new popular phrase for a favorite team not really coming out of the gates quickly is that they're playing with their food. There are a lot of peas being pushed around the plate right now, guys.
Yeah, Reese, they've been stumbling around. They've been making mistakes and shooting themselves in the foot in this game. But, David, I think you also have to give credit to the underdog in this game because they're just playing with more intensity. They look like they want it more.
Oh, dude, when you come out the gates in the first quarter, it's adrenaline, it's passion, it's being talked about as the underdog. As this game goes on, can they keep that intensity up? Right now, they're doing a heck of a job.
Second down, he'll throw it. Unloads it left. Finds his man open. And they are finding some space in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Alabama comes to the line with 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. Pocket breaking down. Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be 2nd down.
Good decision by the QB. You're outside the pocket. You're trying to find an open target. No one's open. Throw it away and live to play another day.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Going with the ground game left. He'll go out of bounds at the 21-yard line. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Just outside the red zone at the 21, but it's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. He's got it and still on his feet. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business for the 1st and goal.
Well, this offense told us coming in they were going to challenge this secondary early and often. They were going to use their speed to their advantage and take advantage of this quarterback's touch and arm talent. And they already in the 2nd quarter, they've got over 200 yards thrown.
Next going for the goal line. Touchdown, Alabama! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And how big is that for this offense? Put a nice drive together, get the touchdown, add to this lead already. Everything right now, Palmer, going their way.
Yeah, that was as good a 2-minute type situation as you could have offensively. And David, they've got so many weapons on this offense. They practice these situations all the time, and they put it to work here at the end of the first half.
Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Fires it beautifully in on the crosser. And he's able to shed 1 tackle, but still just a very short gain. They get a nice pickup on this crossing route against the zone, and everybody executed in unison, Jesse.
Yeah, and Reese, this offense,
He's going for it all. Incomplete. They took a shot to wrap up the half and came up empty. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Washington ready to kick off to start this second half. On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Motion from the wide receiver. Used the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the right. Got his man downfield. Off to the races to the right. At the 30. Inside the touchdown, Bama. He got a step and just dusted the field. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And the offense out on the field to go back to work. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Got the first down, looking for more. Defense falls on the ball, going to be a turnover.
Nice heads-up play by the defense to jump on that ball after it got popped out.
Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. A quick strike touchdown up top the last time they had it, Jesse. They'd love to do it again.
No doubt. They've got so many playmakers on the perimeter, David. Just find a way to get these guys the ball in space.
And you already started, man. Making that big play, opening up this offense. This quarterback is feeling good about himself. I wouldn't be surprised if they give it right back to him.
Give to the running back. He was running through tackles and picked up the first down and finally got knocked down.
Needed only 1 yard. Good job by the offensive line, getting just enough push to keep this drive alive.
Running back searching for a hole. They'll put the brakes on him at the 21, give him a yard.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Turning it on. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
I tell you, this quarterback has just been in a great rhythm all game long. With that last completion, he's now over 300 yards passing.
Alabama rolling quickly downfield, set up with another first down. They'll try the run. Great penetration by this defense, and they knock him down behind the line, a loss of 1.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Offenses want to get the ball to their playmakers really fast, and they try to throw the wide receiver screen, but how about the defender? He was right there in his space, got him on the ground as soon as he caught it. He was ready for that play.
Gives it to the back on the draw. What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be 4th down. And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. And he'll try to knock through a short one, his second of the day, this one from 23. That is no good. Had a chance to make this lead 20, but we're still sitting on a 17.
Well, that's one the kicker would like to have back. That's a kick he should be making in his sleep.
And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. And after that last turnover, David, prime example, sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
And it just puts you behind the 8 ball. I mean, this offense has to do something, put it together. You got a deficit.
Breaks into the open. And this defense has its work cut out to get this dude on the ground. He was shedding serious tackles on his way to picking up the first. Plays like that put just a second of hesitation in the defense to make sure, and they're able to take advantage here.
And they use the great timing with this call, right? Like, you can't call this play all the time, but you want to catch them when they're a little bit aggressive, not thinking.
Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Huskies with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Looking downfield, it's Pettis. Flushed out of the pocket. Good little pickup there as he saw some daylight and got what he could.
He does a really good job here. You want to get a huge play. You got to push the ball down the field. You need a bunch of yards. But wait a minute. Now he can just tuck it, scramble, go get you a bunch of yards. Now put you in a great third down situation. Real heads-up play by the quarterback.
On third down, he drops to throw. Interception, and things are going from bad to worse. Got room on the return. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown time!
How oftentimes can you say that there's a safety who is the most dangerous guy on the field with the ball in his hands? Did you see that guy and his ability in the open field once he picked it off? There was nobody on offense even coming close to getting that guy down. What an athlete.
The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Arkansas State fell behind early, and it's been an uphill climb since. The thing is, this is a program that's worked the portal about as well as anyone. These kids are tough, and they could just find a way. It's still a one-score game. They're trailing by 8 to Louisiana Tech. Sun Belt, Fun Belt. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Makes the catch.
Well, they execute the in route. How about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
And the Huskies can really attack on this second and short. Running to the left. There he goes. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get into the 33.
And I tell you what, we can focus on the left side of the line of scrimmage because that's where the play starts. But you don't get big gains when you run out wide unless wide receivers, yes, wide receivers, commit to blocking, staying on their guys. Really good job on the outside by giving the running back space to make the big play.
Motion from the back. Looking to throw on first down. Firing to the right, complete. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
They're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
Backed up now, here's second and long. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And this offense has done such a good job protecting their dude at quarterback, but the defense finally gets home. Listen, that's their third sack in 2 weeks. They got to do a better job applying pressure on the quarterback.
Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Rushes on him. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Great job by the defense dialing up some pressure on third down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to take the 3. And it's no good. He missed it. You're looking for anything, just something to go your way. Couldn't find it there. Still down by 24, guys. Here comes that Alabama offense. They built up some time of possession with that last drive, but couldn't turn it into points with the missed field goal. We'll see if they can put something on the board this time.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
The give to the back. Nice move to keep running. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical and they're trying to stay on the field.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. One back in the backfield. He gets to carry.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. And maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
We've reached a break, and Alabama has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. And we're just about ready to go with the final quarter. So we open the final period with a third down play. Right back to the well. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. Looks as if the Tide will punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. First one of the day is off. He was called on 3 times in that victory last week. Coverage team does a good job and touches it dead. No return on this one.
This punter is such a weapon. And because he's able to get that ball down deep in his opponent's territory, that really helps out the defense. You're now forcing the opponent to drive the field to score points.
Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the tight end. And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there, and he stopped from getting the first down. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Leaves it with the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And just a great job by the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Unloads to the wideout. And they can't make the play on third down. Washington sends out the punt team. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. So from the shadow of his goalpost, he gets the punt away. Now a fair catch is called for and made just shy of midfield. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They had this thing in a hammerlock at halftime, and now they are really ratcheting up the pressure, David.
And I tell you what, this offense doesn't have to change a thing, Paul. They've done what they want in the first half and starting off the second half in the same fashion.
And I like how they're letting different guys get involved, too. They've got so many different playmakers all over the field.
Dropping back, it's Torres. Takes the easy completion. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide. And a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
Here comes the heat. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on third down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. Fourth down, baby.
The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. A very disappointing performance for the #1 team in the country. There'll be a new team atop the rankings when they come out next.
You know, it's one thing to take shots early in a game when the defense may not be expecting it, but at this point, fourth quarter, you're trailing by a lot. They know you're going to do it. The defense was expecting that one. Great job in the back end.
Slithers into space. Stopped at the 25 after a 5-yard gain.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical, get off the ball, get downhill faster. And they just kind of sneaked that one in there. As a defensive guy, 3rd and 5+, I'm thinking pass. They were thinking pass, Palmer, and they slipped the run in.
And it's so nice then to have this guy at running back too, right? Because you could throw it to him on third down or hand it off. And he's got the vision and the athleticism to go pick up that first, keep the drive going.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle.
Looking to take a shot. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. No hesitation at all. The offense stays on the field. They'll go for it. On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Under fire. Takes a hit as he releases it and just spiked it right into the ground.
Well, and at this point of the game, in the second half, down 3 possessions, you're not punting anymore, right? Every fourth down you're going to be going for, regardless of where you are on the field. The problem is, defense knows it too, so they're going to play call accordingly. That time, they had a better play call on. They execute. It's just been that kind of day for this offense.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. Alabama comes to the line on 3rd and short. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground.
It was so important this offense was able to find a way to get in the rhythm, and the running game is now helping that. 2 straight punts on their previous 2 drives. This drive, though, they're having a little bit more success. Big reason why is this running back. He's been able to find some creases to run through, and it's really helping out this offense.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. And on 4th down, they'll take a knee, but this one's just about over. Running out the clock, a mere formality between them and a victory as we have victory formation coming.